The time is running out. What time? There is this window of opportunity that is starting to close. That window of opportunity is that time frame where people can pick up crucial cryptos that are going to completely change your financial situation going into 2024, 2025. And there are two clear signs I'm going to present that show that the powers that be, the people who know, are making massive moves now to ensure they get the most of the loot, right? Basically, what's going to happen is in 2024, we're going to get a cascade of catalysts that's going to skyrocket the price of some cryptocurrencies, starting with Bitcoin. This is one of them. Now, you might have seen this going around on social media. The second sign I'm going to talk about after this actually is also related to this. Okay, so now this is the first one. Cathie Wood led Ark Invest dumps remaining Grayscale GBTC shares. For me, that is an incredibly bullish sign because why? It signifies that she knows that the Grayscale and the Ark Invest Bitcoin ETFs, spot ETFs, are on the verge of being approved. And following their meeting that they all had, alleged meeting, there must have been direct instructions, things to do to clean up the applications. They've all submitted their final amendments. And now a kind of date has been put in the air. Now, whether or not that date of January 10 is true or not, that's not really the point. The point is that these people who are in the know, Cathie Wood, etc., they understand what's going to happen. So they're taking steps to clean things up and get ready. Now, why would Cathie Wood dump GBTCs if the spot ETFs are about to be approved? Now, GBTC was just a Grayscale Bitcoin tethered fund, right? So it was a way really to have a spot ETF without it being a spot ETF. But now that GBTC fund is going to be converted into a Bitcoin ETF. Remember that Grayscale already has Bitcoin to back the GBTCs. So effectively, they've already seeded their spot ETFs, right? Cathie Wood has to seed her own ETFs, right? By buying Bitcoin. And where's she going to get the Bitcoin? She's going to get it from the money that she has in her investment portfolio. And she's going to harness the funds that she has locked in the GBTCs to get actual Bitcoin to seed her own spot ETF. Another thing that I've noticed that a lot of people are not talking about is an element of conflict of interest when you have two organizations who provide ETFs, right? Why would one organization, Ark Invest, hold another organization's ETF? What does that signal to Ark Invest's clients? Look, if Ark Invest is indirectly investing our money as people investing in Ark Invest in Grayscale, then why don't we just go to Grayscale? See how that works? So they have to sever that connection to Grayscale to increase the confidence of their own investors. Now, the second sign that I've noticed in social media that I was going to talk about is the fact that people are using this move by Cathie Wood to spread FUD. So I've seen things like Cathie Wood dumps all her Bitcoin. Cathie Wood sells all of her Bitcoin. Now, why would somebody post that on social media? It's to generate FUD. It's because, like what I talked about in my last video, the bears don't want Bitcoin to go above 43,000 just yet. Why? Because it's going to wreck them because of all their trades that they've put on shorting Bitcoin. So they will grab at straws and anything that they see to try and create the FUD to keep the market down. Dumping of cryptocurrency equities is ongoing as a due date for the anticipated approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF by the US SEC approaches. Following reports that Coinbase executives dumped coin holdings, Cathie Wood's asset management company Ark Invest allegedly dumped all of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust GBTC remaining shares. See how they've worked those together? As if to say that some executives selling Coinbase coin effectively, and somehow that's linked to Ark Invest, completely different organization, dumping a completely different coin. But, if you're not paying attention, the FUD starts to build, right? Playing safe ahead of deadline. The performance of crypto equities in the days leading to the January 10, 2024 deadline is an open question. Even if the broader financial markets are becoming more certain that the spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved by the SEC before the deadline. According to reports, Cathie Wood has chosen to sell all of Grayscale's GBTC's remaining shares. Ark Invest may use this as means to modify its position in anticipation of the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF. There's actually a lot of truth in that. They address the fact that she is probably selling that so that she can have money to buy more Bitcoin effectively. So that's actually a bullish thing when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but somehow they've still managed to massage it into the FUD. Another explanation is that this is being done to protect against the possibility of market corrections in the run-up to the deadline of January 10, 2024. Ark Invest reportedly invested in Tesla, Meta, Block Inc. shares in December 21, 2023, while continuing to sell holdings in Coinbase and Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, GBTC. Okay, so again, Tesla, Meta, Block Inc. Those are just stocks that she perceives as being bullish, right? So completely unrelated to Bitcoin, completely unrelated to the ETFs, okay? Ark Invest raised more than $4 million via the sale of that many shares of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust GBTC during the period. Prominent Coinbase execs reportedly sold around that much shares in a few days. Who knows? Maybe those prominent execs are also buying Bitcoin because they know what's going to happen. And they know that Bitcoin is going to far outperform those shares that they have. I mean, it makes sense, right? If you're a savvy trader, why wouldn't you do that? According to Wood, the conversations around the Bitcoin ETF filings with the SEC authorities were really favorable and encouraging. According to her, the discussions with many ETF filings included asking complex technical questions, whatever that means. So like I said before, the window of opportunity is starting to close as these big organizations are making moves to secure their own loot. And people like Ark Invest are cleaning up the house. They're, removing all the conflicts of interest, which were probably instructed by the SEC or given as, advice from their legal team or whatever. And they're just making moves. They don't have to tell us everything that they're doing. And people will speculate, and people have been known to use these things as FUD. As you can see from this article, basically it was a bullish article, if you think about it, but somehow it was presented as FUD. And this is what's going on in social media. And as long as you can see past all this stuff and realize that the window of opportunity is starting to close. No financial advice. Do your own research. I'll see you in the next video.